Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'm showing you how you can look like the new and super awesome character Moira from the game Overwatch. So let's get started. The first step to this look is covering the brows, and I'm going to quickly show you how I do it with the Kryolan Eyebrow Design Kit. The first step is take the spirit gum and apply it all over your brows and make sure you get every single hair covered. Then you want to take a spatula and press down so that the hairs lay flat against your skin. Then you can take some loose powder on a puff and press down to seal everything in. Then just brush away the excess and we can get started on the wax. So pick up some wax on your spatula and slowly cover your entire brow area. Make sure everything is flat and no hairs are sticking out by just turning to the side like this and looking in a mirror. Lastly, you want to apply the sealer all over your brows and let that dry. And then we can cover up the color of our brows using a pink concealer, and I'm just using a sponge to pat it on and blend everything into my skin. And now after that we can get started on the face. To start off the face, I'm using this matte foundation, and with the same sponge I used before, I'm just patting it all over my face. And I'm also going to pop in one of my blue contact lenses in my left eye. Then I'm taking a light concealer shade and I'm using this to highlight all the high points on my face and also cover up the brows some more. And I'm just going to blend out using the same sponge again. Then take some more of that loose powder and make sure to lock in your brows while we start working on the contour. So I'm taking a dark concealer stick. I want to give myself the same sharp features that Moira has, so starting with the jawline, and I'm also going to work on my cheekbones to try to make them look higher. I'm also laying down some shadows around my forehead and a little bit underneath my bottom lip, as you can see here, and then it's time to work on the nose, and the nose needs to be very slim and also pointy, so that's what I'm trying to recreate here. Then I'm going in with the concealer again to highlight above all the contour lines, and then I just want to blend everything out with the sponge and set everything with loose powder. Here I'm taking a powder contour and highlight shade, and I'm going over those same areas just to accentuate all the contours and highlights that I made. It's time to work on the eyes, and first I'm gonna draw the metal plate or whatever that thing is that she has around her blue eye. So for that I'm using some gray eyeshadows, and first I'm just gonna outline everything to get the right shape. And here I'm using a silver metallic eyeshadow with some mixing liquid from the makeup store to make it a liquid eyeshadow basically, and I'm just using this to fill everything in to get that metallic look. And for the triangles on her forehead, I'm doing the exact same thing, where I'm starting with outlining them and then filling it in with the silver shade. I'm using a second layer with the silver to make it look really opaque, and then we're moving on to shading a bit with some gray and black eyeshadows. I'm gonna start by darkening up the outline first, and then I'm taking a fluffier brush to shade from the edges inward to give the whole thing more dimension. I'm using the same exact technique on both of the triangles, and then I'm taking a liquid eyeliner just to outline both the triangles and the big piece around the eye, and this is to make sure that everything really pops. Next, I'm going to use a black eye pencil to line my both upper and lower waterline along with top and bottom lash line, and I'm going to smudge this out with a brush to make sure everything looks really dark and smoky. For the other eye, I'm going back into my contour shade. I'm gonna blend this in my crease and also winging it out towards my temple. Also put some of that on your lower lash line, and then I'm gonna blend a gray eyeshadow on top of this. And then I'm going back to the black eye pencil and doing the same thing with lining my waterline, both top and bottom. Then I'm doing this little wing effect in my inner corners to make sure my eyes look really closed off and elongated like Moira's. And I'm gonna do a little wing on the edge there and make sure the eyeliner is heavy towards the outer part and thinner towards the inner part. And here you can see me slightly out of focus, just thickening the top eyeliner and just basically covering my entire eyelid, just because Moira doesn't really have a lot of eyelid space, so this will just really give that illusion. After applying some mascara, I'm taking some orange pigment and mixing that with the mixing liquid that I mentioned earlier, and this is what I'm going to use to paint on my eyebrow. So I'm just looking at a picture of Moira and trying to replicate her brow shape. When it got to this point, my camera battery needed some serious charging, so while you were gone, I finished up my eyebrow and I also drew on this hairline using the same orange and outlining it with a brown eyeshadow. So Moira's lips are super thin and her upper lip is pretty long, and the edges of her mouth seem to be pointing down to kind of give her that frowning appearance. So I'm using a nude lip pencil to try and replicate her lip shape before filling it in and then adding on some orange lipstick on top. I'm blending out the color with my finger because I want it to look quite natural. Then I'm going to accentuate the shadow underneath the bottom of her lip there, which is also going to make her chin look a lot pointier. Then I'm doing the classic trick with just putting a bit of white on my bottom lip, which is going to make it look shinier. And then I'm actually also putting on some lip gloss because she has quite glossy lips. And then it's time for blush. So for blush, I'm using my Sweet Cheeks palette by NYX, and using the orange shade, I'm just brushing on a fair amount on my cheeks and also my nose. To get rid of my natural hair, I put it up in a bun and I tried to make it a bit volumized at the top still. Then it's time for the fun part, which is the colored hairspray. So I just sprayed away, trying to make it look as opaque as possible. And then this I thought was so much fun. I cut out little pieces of hair out of paper and I put bobby pins in them, and I thought it would give the look a really cool and cartoony vibe, and I think the illusion really works, at least if you look straight ahead. So for the nails, I just added on these fake nail tips that I'm gonna paint with this dark purple nail polish. And then for her hand, she has this really cool pattern, and I'm not really sure what it is, but I used the same silver paint that I used for my eye plate. I just looked at a picture and tried to replicate the pattern, and then I just also took some dark gray eyeshadow and just tried to shade the edges a bit there. I had to improvise for her little headpiece, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, I took a pair of old headphones, wrapped it in tinfoil, and I painted it using metallic gray paint. And you know, it doesn't really look that realistic, but it's just gonna have to do for this look. So that's actually the look complete, and now I look exactly like Moira from Overwatch. I want to thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to check out my other 2 Overwatch makeups that I did in the past. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed watching, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!